Yes, good morning students. I think all of you staying at home. Don't go outside. Situation is not good. So listen whatever the lessons teachers are telling. Just they are giving only limited information. So just try to give sufficient time. Read at home. Write the notes and post the homework whatever they are telling. Okay, so we completed the first lesson about the matter particles, how they behaves. Okay, and what is mean by boiling point, melting point, latent heat, diffusion. Okay, now let us repeat the some important questions that's regularly asking in this lesson. Some of the questions regularly asking. Okay, first one, convert into Celsius scale. So these are given in Kelvin scale. See, temperature can be measured in Celsius scale, Kelvin scale, Fahrenheit. Suppose if you go to doctor, he will tell your body temperature is 102, 101. What does it mean? It is in Fahrenheit scale. Okay, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So what is 100? Centigrade scale, that is. Okay, so another one is the Kelvin scale. Okay, 0 degrees Kelvin, that is the lowest temperature we can attain. Less than 0 degrees Kelvin is impossible, because we cannot get to less than 0 degrees Kelvin, because at that point the volume becomes 0, that meaningless. Any object doesn't have value means meaningless. Any object at least have limited volume. Volume 0 means it is not possible. So the minimum volume you can get at 0 degrees Kelvin. Okay, so Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, Kelvin scale. Now here the question is asking in between Celsius and Kelvin scale. So I will tell you a simple relation. I will tell you a simple relation. Capital T equals to small t plus 273. Capital T equals to small t plus 273. Remember, capital T is the Kelvin scale of temperature, small t is the Celsius scale of temperature. Capital T Kelvin, small t Celsius. Okay, now suppose he is asking Celsius, then you have to subtract. So here is given in Kelvin scale, you have to Celsius scale. So how can you get small t? Small t equals to, from this relation, capital T minus 273. So what is the Kelvin scale here? 283. So 283 minus 273. 283 minus 273. How much? So this is nothing but 10 degrees centigrade. So is given in Kelvin scale, you are finding in Celsius scale. Similarly, another question, 570 degrees Kelvin. So how can you convert into Celsius scale? Small t equals to capital T minus 273. So what is capital T? 570 minus 273. So 570 minus 273 nothing but 297 degrees centigrade. He is given in Kelvin scale temperature. We are finding in Celsius scale. So next problem is the converse, reverse. Convert into Kelvin scale. So till now we discussed how to convert from, say, Kelvin to Celsius. This is reverse. Kelvin to, Celsius scale to Kelvin scale. So relation, capital T is equal to small t plus 273. Once again, small t Celsius, capital T Kelvin. Okay, so what is small t is here? 27. So 27 plus 273 nothing but 300 degrees Kelvin. K nothing but Kelvin. Similarly, another question, 367 degrees centigrade. So convert into Kelvin scale. So capital T equals to small t plus 273. So 367 plus 273. So adding you will get 640 degrees Kelvin. Okay, So this is the relation between Celsius and Kelvin scale of temperature. Okay, now some of the questions repeatedly asking in the examination. Why do we prefer to sip hot tea with a cup? Say suppose you are wants to drink coffee or tea fastly. So what you will do, you will pour entire coffee or tea in a saucer and you will drink it fastly. Why you directly drink using cup directly? See, in last class I told the evaporation depends upon surface area. So if the matter exposed to more area, what happens? The particles on the surface gets sufficient energy. So when it is exposed to air, what happens? The hot particles nearer to the atmosphere loses energy to the atmosphere. So they early becomes into colder. Suppose if you kept the coffee or tea in a cup, it will take more time to cold because only small portion is exposed to the atmosphere. So only the upper particles will get or lose energy to the atmosphere. So it will take more time to lose its energy. Suppose if you kept in a saucer, it is easier to become cold because it more amount of surface area exposed to the atmosphere. Next one, sugar dissolved in water, then there is no increase in volume. Why? So suppose if you take 1 liter water in a bowl and you added 1 spoon sugar, okay, then even though after complete mixing sugar, its volume does not increases. Why? Because I told there is a gap between the liquid particles. So when you dissolve sugar in the water, the sugar particles enters into the gaps. So that's why there is no increase in volume. Suppose if you drop 1 or 2 spoons of sugar in 1 liter water, it does not increases to 1.2 liters, 1.1 liters. Why? You added some more amount, but its volume is not increasing. Why? Because there is a gap between the liquid particles. So the solid particles, that means sugar, enters into the gap. That's why there is no increase in volume. So the space between the particles are filled by the sugar particles. That's why there is no increase in the volume. Next, how can you smell perfume sitting several meters away from the source? See, suppose if you kept a scent bottle or a perfume, agarbatti at the corner of the room, so everybody gets smelled. Suppose when all of you in the classroom, one person kept a scent on his shirt, so all of you smell the scent because of the diffusion property. Diffusion means the particles move from one place to another place. So the diffusion is more in case of gases. So whenever the perfume kept on the corner of the room, then what happens? The liquid particles converts into gas. So they will escape from one place to another place easily. So you will get the smell due to the diffusion property. Okay? So they will move from one place to another place because of diffusion. Next one is explain the sweetening mechanism of the body. See, this is also explained in the last class. Whenever a person doing more amount of work, what happens? His body cools down. Why? See, whenever a person is doing work, then his body will get cold. How? Because whatever energy is taking from the body. So whenever a body is loosed heat, what happens? It becomes cool. Okay. So whenever he is losing his energy, his body will become cooler, and this energy is attaining from the source. Source means from his body. So that's why he gets cold. This is the sweatening mechanism. If possible, I will send some supporting videos also. So listen that videos and do all this at home without seeing. Try to solve this such type of problems. If you have books at home or workbook at home, read some more question answers. Don't waste time. Okay, right, all the best.